Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Seville. It's a little cloudy, but everybody, the foreigners, they wish to have a very sunny and hot Seville, but we are in fall. But if you come in August, we want to be around the 40 degrees, and you're welcome to come too. Well, first let me introduce you. Introduce myself. I'm Manuel Montoya. I work for the Chamber of Commerce. And I would also would like to recognize Elio Rodriguez, who is the director of this program. And he has been working with this program since this started in 1997. So he's a very much expert. There is a question and I'm not able to answer. I will look for your support, Elio. So the name of the program is PIPE, not Pipa, like the sister-in-law of Prince William. Okay? This is my only joke that I have for today. So, we hope that it's as beautiful as a pipa. The objective, this started in 1997. Let me just drop a picture. In 1997, there was a study and this study found out that the most of the exportations made from Spain were concentrated in a small, tiny group of very large companies. And also they find out that the medium and small companies were not exporting almost a lot. They were actually not exporting, just a few of them. So this was really warning there. So the governments, central governments, and the national governments, they decided to come out with this program. And the objective back then in 1997 was, the name of the project actually was named PIPE 2000, because the project was, we are in 1997, when we get to the year 2000, we would like to have 2,000 new SMEs exporting. So that was the goal. Actually, they reached the goal, and by the year 2000, there were 2,400 new SMEs exporting. So the objective of this program, PIPE program, is mainly to create an export culture and to increase, of course, the number of SMEs exporting. How they do it? We take them and take it along and help them and support them to get the first steps towards the internationalization. There are two types of support that is given in this program. The first one, expert counseling. There are some experts helping and mentoring the companies. And the second one is a financial support. I will talk about these two types of supports. Some key factors. I just want to go just a very brief, some of the key factors. You will find out that it's a very detailed methodology. Very important. It's a full package. It's like selling a car. You have a very clear and a very extensive methodology. Everything documented. Also, it's a program very much adapted to the needs of small companies, and I will say to the micro companies under 9 employees. The service is given in situ. We have the mentors going to the companies and they do it there. So this is very personalized service. The experts who work supporting the companies are very top professionals. They pass a very high and intensive selection process. We have a very strong institutional support. Experts become after one of the impacts is because then export, after a company participating in the program, export becomes an activity very permanent in the company and very sustainable. This is a very good achievement. And also, besides the PIPE program, there are other exporting programs that are integrated with PIPE program. The financial support actually helps very much to minimize the risk. This is the objective of the financial support. The target beneficiaries is SMEs according to the rules of the EU, less than 250 employees, a turnover under 50 millions. And actually, the reality, the participants of this program, PIPE, I will tell you there are no over 20 employees. So we don't get even to that. We are talking about almost, I will say, micro and small companies. Turnover is not over $1 million. That is the profile of the companies that are participating in this program. Also, another characteristic, they shouldn't have, to be able to participate, they shouldn't overpass the 30% of their exports on sales. So the reality, and the most of the companies who participate in PP, they don't have any experience at all exporting, okay? They should have their own product or service, and also, of course, to comply and to be updated with all their legal obligations, taxes, and social security, and everything, be legal. Other requirements for this, I will put it in a second level, because it's more like selection process. We were looking for a company that had a very strong commitment from management. Without the management committed, it's very hard to help a company. And also, we were looking for a solid business. It's very hard if you're weak in the domestic market, trying to go out, it's even harder. And of course, we were looking for companies that were healthy, at least surviving. Who are the partners behind this project? And nationwide, we have the Spanish Institute of Foreign Trade. This is the agency that controls everything, all the politics related to foreign trade, and the High Council of Chamber of Commerce. This Council of Chambers of Commerce gather together all the chambers of commerce here in Spain, 88 chambers of commerce, around 88. And that is the national level of the partners. And though we go to the region, we are, as you notice, right here, this is Andalusia, we are somewhere here. This is Andalusia region. Here in the Andalusian region, here there is another partners that are the Andalusian Agency of Foreign Trade and the Chamber of Commerce Seville. Okay, those are the partners. This is a key of the success of this program, because they were able to have both governments and business together, working together. And actually, it was the first time that we have those two high organizations working together and successfully. The original resources, this is a federal funds, and Chamber of Commerce put most of the funds, 49%. And we have the national agency, 11%, extended as the regional foreign trade agency, 10%, and the companies is 30%. So we have a co-finance 70, and the companies co-finance 30%. This is a brief of this graphic is a brief of the program. It's a 24 months program, starting counting in phase 1, phase 2, and phase 2. It's divided in 3 phases. The first phase is last 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 4 weeks. Is when they have a tutor who make analysis of the company, of their situation, internal and external. How is the company doing? And to check if the company is ready to really to start exporting. Phase 2, we have another expert, in exporting, who comes to the company and helps them to design an export plan. And the third phase, the longest last, almost 21 months, is the implementation of that plan. So in a brief, that is actually how this project works, this program works. As I was telling you, there are different agents in each phase. In phase 1, we have a tutor who discusses that service. Phase 2 and 3, we have an expert consultant, and it's optional. The companies, this is another agent, junior export manager, this is an optional, then work full-time with the company, whatever between phase 2 and phase 3. But that agent is optional, and the company decides if they want to take that junior expert manager, or not to take it. Financial support, this is very strict and very clear and very detailed, and actually something very important. Phase 1 is actually, I will not say free of charge because there is nothing free, but it's zero cost for the company. Phase 2, this is the way then is the final cost of phase 2 is like 2,500, and then 5.3 depends, how much will cost, depends, whatever. There are some minimum hours, these obligatory advisory hours. There are 30 hours minimum that the company has to take. So the cost of this is $3,400. The company pays 30% and the institution, the partners, 70%, okay? If the company decides to take some extra hours, the voluntary advisory, then it's over top 40 hours, we can add 2,550 more. So in total, if the company take the 70 hours, will be the cost of this service could be around 8,000, over 8,000. Okay? As I was telling you, the companies have this option to integrate in their companies to recruit an expert, a junior expert manager, and the total cost for that expert manager is 15,000. And promotional, there should be promotional expenses, is 550,000. In total, the project for companies the cost will be around 46,000. Okay, this is just in general. Most of the company don't use all this budget. They just get up to 60% of this, 62% of this budget. Okay, some of the eligible expenditures, research studies, promotional material. This is one of the top used, promotional material. Publicity, exhibitions and fair, business trips. That is the second top also, very much used. This concept is very much used. Promotional campaigns in foreign countries, trademarks and patents, other export expenses. Just making sure my time, I'm doing okay with my time. Consultant expenses, very much used. It's one of the top expenses used by the companies. And the junior expert manager expenses too is one of the top ones. The organization structure, as I was telling you, the type mechanism or organ, we can call it, is the operative unit. They are the general management. This unit is created by the Spanish Institute of Foreign Trade and the High Council of Chamber of Commerce. And then we have the regional coordination team or group. They coordinate in general what happens and what is going on in the region. And they are decision makers too, because each region has different needs. For example, here in Andalusia, we will have more needs to have this kind of type of companies of business to produce this, to increase their exports, different than Madrid or Catalonia. So it's very important. And then we have the technical secretariat. That is the work that we do in the Chamber of Commerce. And actually all the heavyweight work set there. The objective, the main task of this technical secretariat is to, then Elios, the director, is the dissemination, recruit and select companies, and follow up the program. This is their main task. Mm-hmm. Some results that we have so far. Since it started in 1997, we had around over 8,000 companies. These 800 companies is a little higher. Made a mistake there in Andalusia. I forgot to add the last 2 years. Something successful has been that 17% of the exports of the companies who are exporting in Spain come from PIPE. So this is, I think, is achieving the objective to increase that. 80% of the participant companies who got through PIPE are exporting right now, still exporting. This is important. 247, comparing the companies who are or has been participating in the PIPE program and the companies who haven't participated in the PIPE program, we see a better results in the companies who have graduated from the PIPE program. Their 247% export volume increase comparing to the 92% exports, the increased volume increase of the no PIPE companies. The most of the companies who participate in PIPE their sale, the 20% of the export sales, the 20% represent how much they export. Also, that is very important because have created employment. 60% of the participants had created their own export department. Before they didn't have an export department, so 60% they have started their own export department. We saw some other results. Then we have 75 increase of the staff of those international department, and in general, 50%, of course, is a company is going out, going in exporting. They are doing better within domestic, in the domestic market. They become stronger. They gain some skills. They are more competitive, and in general, they just have a better results. We can be a brief here with a thought. I will just point out some strengths. As I was telling you, the key of this program has been the collaboration between business and government. That is one of the keys of the strength of this program. Also, make it a little more expensive, but personalize this service, one-to-one, working in situ with the company, make it high quality, is one of the strengths. Also, the high level of the experts. You remember I was talking to you about tutors, consultants, and juniors, expert managers. They go through a very strict selection process, and the tutors who take along the company in phase 2 and phase 3 needs to have around 10 years of experience. So they are top people. We had a very well detailed and documented process, protocols, tools, methodology. It's like a package there. So this is very important because it does make this program very transferable. The IT tools, controls, these are very good. We had 3 different IT tools that support this program. Besides, there is as the program was progressing, there was a demand of the company, and was created the people follow-up after a company had finished the program, the 2 years program, the original 2 years program. They have the option to have 2 extra 2 years for a follow-up. Why? Because we find out that when the companies finished the 2 years, they were not really starting to export right away. And actually take a little longer when they really need more support to start exporting. So that is because we come up with the follow-up, the people follow-up. This is one of the a way to improve the program. Also, we have other services besides the PIPE program. We have the Club PIPE. There are some extra services. The company pay. There are no co-finance or any financial support. They have to pay, but they are under the law, under the market price. So they are a very good deal. And other service than the chambers of commerce have, like training. For example, we have a training center here. We have degrees, master degrees, and management and export management. So we just put everything together along with the PIPE. And it's working very well, very well. Of course, there are some weaknesses. One of the main complaints is money. How to certify money, but you know that, you have that experience from the European projects. How hard it is to certify, mainly because it takes some time, because we have 4 agencies, 4 partners working and putting money on it. So to have them to send the money and to get the money to the company, so it takes a lot of organization, I will say, a lot of organization. Of course, we are coming with a shortage of funds for the program. So this is a problem that we have in most of the programs. Some important weakness that we have to overcome, and we're still working on it, is the size of the companies. They are very small companies trying to participate in the program, and it's hard when you're small and you're trying to export the market. The global market is very competitive. You have to be stronger. You have to be stronger. So that's if we need to overcome this weakness. And also, we need to link, and it's important, one of the weaknesses, we have to link the exporting strengths with research and development, innovation of the company. So we need to work harder on this part. Some of the threats, we have lack of resources to offer. There is more demand on offer than offer. Another will be the companies demand, because the company, they have to pay ahead. They pay first for the service, and they go in certification, and then they get paid like 2 or 3 months later. So to go and do this payment for the services, they need credit. So they are having, the banks are kind of slow giving away those kind of credits, special credits, and so that's stop the companies to start exporting, to have that liquidity. And too much also of the EU exports. This is a very good summary of the program. There was a question in the suggestions for the presentation, and they suggest me to say how we have improved the program. Well, this program has been for a period of time, so almost over 15 years, and there have been a lot of things got better. Initially, the program was targeting only companies with products. Like 2 or 3 years later, it was extended to service companies. There are a lot of service professionals who wants to export, so was extended. And the methodology also was adapted. There is a specific methodology for service companies. Also, the co-payment has been increased from 20 to 30% on behalf of the companies. Well, we had added the PIPE follow-up program as a demand of the company, as we had observed their needs. Also, we had added the Club PIPE. Club PIPE, I'm going to be just very brief to say, Club PIPE are extra services than the company pay, and the price is below the market. So like translation, to get a translator, or IT support, or insurance, legal support, those kind of services, extra services that the companies needed to export. So we offer it in this Club PIPE. It's paid 100% by the company, but the management of the program has negotiated with the suppliers to get a very good deal and to offer very good prices to the companies. Also, the selection criteria. In the beginning of the program, we had to go out and go hunting for the companies. Now there is more demand than offer, so we have to be a little more strict with the selection criteria. And of course, technology has progressed, has advanced, and so we have to add, some of the changes and improvements that we have done is to add all of the IT tools. And also some of the original eligible expenses have been increased and extended. Before, it wasn't included anything to add, and advertising in search engines like Google's or wherever. So nobody was thinking about that publicity, and so we had to add that kind of publicity, and also social media and all these things. We had to change what is eligible to adapt ourselves to the times. Okay. And what's our opinion about if this project, if this program is transferable? We think that it's high transferable, because in general, the EU enterprise face the same challenge. Yeah, we have almost MSME in Europe in general. They represent 99% almost. So they have, as an MSE, they need that kind of support. And the small companies, we are around 92% in general in Europe. So they still having that kind of support, kind of need. And especially here in Spain, we have more micro business that need that kind of support. So we are very similar in this challenge, and so in this program, PIPE fit very well in this need. It's very transferable also because it's a well-documented methodology. We have manuals, we have process, Everything is packed, just ready to be translated. IT tools and everything is there. Everything is there. We have IT tools. It's a very supportive resources there. And also we have a group of expert trainees can go and train other experts in the target country. Some challenges to have, of course, the language. Everything is in Spanish. We have to switch everything to all the methodology to the language, but also to the culture and to the rules of the country. Financial resources, and these times it's harder to get those financial resources. So that will be a challenge because we're still having some resources now. I would like to point out that even if we didn't do that co-payment, if we didn't co-finance to the companies, the total price of the cost of the service is still a very good deal and it's still under the market, under the market price. So that is a key. We have to negotiate very well with the suppliers, and when the time comes that we are able to co-finance, we can able to maintain and to keep it as much as possible. Another challenge will be to decide do I want to set this program in a national atmosphere or a regional? Could be, doesn't matter. That will fit. It's a challenge, it's adapted to get adapted, but you can do it wherever. In whole Spain, or if we have to do it only in Andalusia, we can still use in the same methodology. So it's a decision that has to be taken. How big do you want it? And of course, and the big challenge is to obtain them, have the business people to collaborate with government and work together to reach these goals, That is our opinion, and that's it what I have. And are we okay, Emma? Are we done? Thanks very much. Do you have questions and answers? Questions? If you have answers, they are welcome to.
Does anybody have any questions? I will just give you the microphone, and if you can use that, it means that we can get them recorded.
Just very quickly, Manuel, what industry sectors did you have most? Did you help most, do you think, and which have been most successful through this program?
Of course, the money. The financial support. That's what you're asking, right? What is?
Sorry?
Sector. Sector. Sorry, sector. Yeah. I didn't understand that. Service. Here in Andalusia, in Andalusia, service has been one of the sectors. And actually, there are some programs, some generations of the program has been targeting a specific sector, like we had a fashion, people for fashion and those kind of things, but service in general, all engineering, especially now with the crisis, since 2008, we had a lot of professionals, like micro businesses want to go out because there was no demand in the domestic market. So we had a lot of professionals, a lot of engineering, architects, and those kind of companies, also service companies also. But I have to say, the targets are the most successful have been the micro business. Just a second. Elliot, would you like to add? Okay. Also in the agriculture sector, like fruit and vegetables, also.
Has the crisis affected? Does the crisis affect it?
Yeah, it's affecting because it's getting...
And how much? I mean,
yeah, the funds are getting shorter, of course, but we had increased the payment, but we had more demand. Since 2008, we had a lot more demand. People are willing more to export. Yeah. Everything was going on very well. Apparently, was going on very well in Spain. So the people was very comfortable just to sell to their neighbors across the street, and they were fine. They didn't have more ambitious to do that. But now, because the crisis, there is no much demand. Now they are doing everything to sell. Wherever they have to go to India, to Argentina, wherever, they will do it. They will take if they sell bread, they will take the bread under the arm, and they will live and try to sell because they need to survive. And so there is more companies demanding to be part of the program, but there is less fund to help them. So it's affecting. Elliot's just reminded me to draw a picture here. Like, for example, with the crisis, we had beside the normal economic crisis, then it's global. Here in Spain, we had the construction crisis. So in 2008, we had a disaster over here, an earthquake. And especially within the construction, the architects were the first who got the impact of the crisis, because are the ones who are ahead in this, doing the designs and everything. And we had a lot of the architects, studios demanding this service because of the crisis.
Okay, anyone else?
Gracias, Elio.
What I would like to ask is if the experts that are used for consulting are accredited by PIPE or are anyone?
Very good question. I'm glad, because I missed that to mention that. Yeah, I said them they were top experts. They are accredited by the national organization, the PIPE organization. There are some requirements. Amongst those, they have to have over 10 years experience working this. Here in Andalusia, for Andalusia, we had 20 experts that have been accredited, and they get training every year. They had an evaluation every year. So every year they are evaluated. Very important.
I think we've just got one more.
You achieved really impressive figures, this 70% of export. I wonder...
But 70% of the participants in the program.
I see.
Okay? It's not 70% of the increase of the export nationally. No. The export is still the same in the country, 2%.
Yeah.
But of the total exports companies in Spain, 70% of this total are companies from PIPE.
From PIPE, I see. I wonder, what was how did you acquire the companies? So was there an open call for the companies? How did you do the selection?
Yeah.
What were the criteria?
You're talking about how we recruit the companies, right? How do we?
Yeah. How did
we seek for them?
How did you found the proper companies for this PIPE?
How we find it? Okay, there is a dissemination plan, of course, but within here in the Chamber of Commerce of Seville, what we do, we organize meetings to promote this. There are a lot of sectoral business organizations, and we work with them to organize those kind of meetings and events where we go there and we give them information, a lot of information. Also from other extra services that we have in our office and in Chamber of Commerce, like the master's degrees or other kind of services like missions. We have some missions, foreign trade missions. From there, we select and recruit companies. But as I say, right now, there is more demand than offer, so we don't have to go out and reach for the companies. They come by themselves. There are a lot of few applications, and they have been a selection. Yeah.
Okay, I think that sounds a good point to finish. Thank you very much.